Good afternoon, Instagram. Zoe from the Sling Consultancy and over on Dorking NCT Facebook page for Feature Friday. So today we are going to be talking about feeding in a buckle carrier. So can you feed in a buckle carrier? Absolutely. There's lots of different ways that you will be able to do this potentially. And often the biggest thing is thinking about what you're wearing, because you, if you are wearing a carrier, need to ensure that you have easy access if you're breastfeeding. So if you're breastfeeding, you want to have a top that you can either pull down or that you can have access to, so that you don't have to try and lift your top up, which, you know, with a buckle carrier, with a waistband, etc., can be quite difficult to do. So I quite often did the one up, one down method, and that doesn't quite work with with a buckle carrier on. So what you're going to do is, if you want to have your baby in your sling and you might be out and about and you might think, oh, my baby needs a feed, what am I going to do? What we're going to do is we are going to drop the waistband. So you're just going to push on the buckle or pull on the, literally really easily, and drop it a little bit lower on your waist. And what that's going to do is it's going to drop baby down on your body so that they are more in line with where you need to access. Obviously that's going to vary for everybody. Everybody's landscape is different. Then what you're going to do is you're going to loosen the buckle of the shoulder strap that you're going to feed off, of the side that you're going to feed off. So if you've got a cross strap carrier, you're going to want to adjust the opposite side because you need to make the space here. So if I'm going to feed off this side, I'm just going to loosen this buckle because that loosens here. If this was a cross strap carrier, I'd loosen the buckle here because this makes the space here. So then I'm just going to adjust, and then you can just get your baby latched on. You can move the baby over if you need to. For really young babies, you might find that this position doesn't quite work for you. You might need to support their head, and you might find it easier in a across the body position, in which case I would suggest you take the carrier down and then position baby and bring the carrier up and use it as a support if that can work for you. If you're using a stretchy wrap with or a caboo, there's videos I already have how to do that in, and there's a much more simple way to feed. You just adjust baby and they can go in an across the body position. So what it is important to do when you're feeding in a sling is, obviously you still really need to check airway. So for example, for me, I used to hold my breast in place and I would just be mindful of baby's head and nose positioning, always checking those things. And once baby has finished, if they fall asleep, unlatch, and then we're going to lift baby back up to where we want them on our body, so they're away from the breast tissue, so there's reducing that risk of suffocation. Then we're just going to tighten our waistband again, depending on which carrier you have, and then we're just going to lift and adjust that shoulder strap so that's nice and snug again, so that baby is close to our body, so that when we lean forward, that baby is nice and snug to our body and they don't come away. If baby comes away from us, you need to tighten it again, because that's going to increase the risk of them slumping, and slumping means this is restricted. If this is restricted, it's really hard to breathe. That's really important. So same on the other side. If you want to do it on the other side, you're just going to loosen this side, and again, if it's a cross strap carrier, you want to make the space here, you're going to adjust this buckle. So it does depend on the carrier. Today I've got the free to grow on. Then you're just going to adjust, loosen again, and lift it all back up. So what's really important is that once we have finished feeding, that we're adjusting baby back up out of our breast tissue into that nice position on the hard bit of our chest here, so that they haven't got that risk of suffocation. Any questions with feeding in slings? Shout me, hit me up. We can go through that with you. We have Sling Library, just one session in December. That is on the 9th or 10th. It's the Tuesday. Then we'll be at Bookham, and then I have my social meet as well. So there's just the 3 times where I'm available for those. Obviously also have consultations, so if anybody would like a consultation, have availability for those as well. So have a great weekend.